Well, today we did a flagstone porch top. The porch was tipped backwards and the water was going towards the house. So we just built it up, and I'm going to show you how we did it. Today's job, we're walking up on a sidewalk, and they stamped it out here. And years ago they poured this slab, and it happened to sink down. So what we're going to do is we're going to put real stone on it and pitch it away from the door. This is my plan. First thing I'm going to do is lay everything out dry. Everything's got to be laid out dry first and pre-cut, and then I'm going to put it together. But I'm going to start from here and go this way. So if I have any small pieces, they'll be against the house. So what I'm doing is I'm piecing it all together dry first. Anytime you lay stone out, you lay it dry, then you get a good idea what you're doing. Now I had the owner come and look at it, and they looked at it and they said the pattern was fine. So now what I'm doing is I'm cutting these stones so they fit. So I got my line right there. Piece. Perfect, right in there. So here's the thing to look at. See, this is tight, this is opened up. That's because these stones aren't square. So what you gotta do is you gotta go around and mark them and square them. Look at how much that one's off. So I gotta cut a piece off there. So I'm just gonna kind of grind it a little bit on the side. Put it back. Now I got a straight line. Now so far, got everything cut and put into place. The plan is to go on this side, lay some spotters, then go over to this side and lay some spotters. Then when I put my front line up, I'm even. And in the back I got a chalk line, which you probably can't see. But I'm going to go up underneath that threshold or whatever you call it and follow my lines. Now I'm going to mix the cement. Now I'm going to get 2 buckets of mason sand. It's a fine sand. You could use sharp sand, as the English would call it, or around here we call it concrete sand. So I got 2 buckets of that, right? See this? This is Portland cement, type 1 or type 2, same thing in my opinion. I'm going to put 1 bucket of that in. This is really half a bag, but I want to show you. Now I'm going to put them down like this. First thing I want to do is mix it up dry. I usually put a bucket of sand in, and then a bucket of Portland, and then a bucket of sand in, but I had to kind of show you what I was doing so you don't get confused. So you mix it up dry first, just like that. Then we add our water, and then we start mixing it up. That's about the consistency I want. It's going to harden up a little bit, but that's good. Here's what we're doing. I got to come up to this line here. So move these out of the way. Right there. Look at this little mud on the back. Don't want that. And get all the mud off, because cement don't stick to mud. See that? Just like that. And I'm going to wet this down here. dampen it. The reason we do that is because the cement will stick better. I'm going to put it in. Start. As soon as you mix Portland, after a while it starts to harden up a little bit. So I want to get it down in there. Like I said, make sure the back is a little wet. Today's a warm day. This is going to go here. That's going to go here. And we're going to pound it down. And now we got to lay this one. Get that up a little bit. Get that up a little bit. This one we want close to the bottom so we get a good pitch on it. This one's getting a little hard. That's all right. Take this. And we get our straight edge. That's a little low here. See any little more there? Straight edge on. Good there. It's a little low there. Okay, that's good. Now I got to put one in the middle end. Same thing. Let it up a little bit. Okay, really close. That's it. First three are laid. good. Go even with the line. So, same thing. Wet everything first. Well, you know it's going to stick. Wet this first, make sure there's no mud on it. Get it in there. Just like that. We put her in. That just seems a little low. So look at where it's low. You see it's got a big indentation here. You gotta put some more in it. Alright, that looks like it's gonna be better. Good already. These are floating around, but they're going to float around. If I don't do it this way, they're not going to stay. The winters in Pennsylvania, the water's going to go down between it, underneath the stone, and lift it right up. So you have to put them in wet. Now, got it all in. Scrape this up and take a look at what it's looking like. I want to get rid of the big water, the standing water they call it. Got to come out with a new name. Get the heavy water off it. Just like that. We see how big our joints are. Because we still got time to move them around. I want to get the water off to let it dry a little better. Let's look what's going on. I laid this around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. It's getting towards 1, and this is all getting hard. But over here, it's still soft. What I'm trying to do is get the water, just sponge the water up and let it set up a little bit. And then when it gets harder, I can kind of fill the joints in better. But in Pennsylvania, the joints and stone goes in the same time. If I don't do that, I'll be back in the spring fixing it. So that's the way I do it here. Other places are a little bit different. So we're getting there a little at a time. And just if the joint's a little low, just putting the harder stuff over it to kind of fill it in. That'll be my last time, so I don't have no like ledges or anything. Just like that. Cement is getting harder. It's about an hour later. Everything's done. Looking good. I'm just going to go over it one more time with the sponge. Give it another half hour. Just like pouring concrete, you got to wait until it's ready. And this is my last time around. I'm just going over the stone. I'm staying away from the joints to define the stone a little better. I don't want to hit the joints again. The joints are done. What I'm doing is cleaning the stone. And then if I wanted to come tomorrow and scrub it with a scrub brush, I get 95% of that film off. Because when you use a sponge, you get the film. But if you don't put the joints in at the same time in northeastern Pennsylvania, where I live, the winter will knock this right off. That's why you can't use mortar. You got to use Portland. I think I say that in all my videos. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just cleaning the stones up. Final time through. So that's it. We're all done now. Whole job took one day. I like these one-day jobs. Get in and get out. Tomorrow the owner's going to wash it down, and that's it.